Good morning, traders. Good morning. We are back in the saddle. As promised, I'll do a live stream just to kind of keep up with what's going on here. If you saw yesterday, I blew up my account. The account is blown up. It's down to like after commissions, it's down to like 260 or something like that. So I have to refund it before I get back into this trading thing. So and that's one of the things when you're trading with a small account, like when you're that low to the minimum, the minimum that you're trading is $500. So honestly, unless you're, very precise or you're like a Ross, Stephen Ross type, I would start with at least 1,500 to be safe. Um, Even 1,000 is kind of low because you don't have much room for mistakes. You basically have to be right. Your first, if you start with the 500, you have to be right your first couple trades. You can't be wrong at all. The margin for error is none, and then that also would play a part in your thought process. Your psyche. Now that you know that it's a little pressure on you, a little more pressure when you know that you have to make the trade. So, but if you can, you can. That's good if you can. But anyway, guys, I'll get into it. Let's see what's moving around. I haven't actually taken a look yet myself, really. So let's see what's going on. I will do these videos. I could actually go fund my account right now, but I say I'm gonna just give myself time to just sit, go back, and just analyze because um, I'm not just gonna keep giving the market my money, giving the money away. So I want to make sure I get it. I got it right. I got it, and then I also know what I did wrong yesterday. Actually, I did a couple things. Pre-market I normally don't trade. I don't trade that at all because it's usually unless the stock is highly has high volume, which AMRS did. But usually it's harder to get in, well, not get in, but it's easy to get in, but it's usually harder to get out. Then also you can't use your what is it? You can't. Oh yeah, you can't place stop losses on SureTrader anyway. In pre-market, you can't use a stop loss. Like I can't set my stop loss. Like if I needed to walk away from the computer for a second, I wouldn't be able to do that. For some reason, it doesn't execute your any kind of stop orders in pre-market. So even if the stock goes to your stop loss and continues down, or either if you have a profit target and you have it set to go hit that and then sell your position, it won't. It just doesn't recognize it in pre-market. So it's a couple disadvantages. So that's one. That's the reasons that I normally don't even trade pre-market, and I broke all of those rules yesterday. Just FOMO. I gotta learn that after you win, I think I noticed that about me. Once I win, especially a couple days in a row, it's just some type of something psychologically just makes me just I don't know, man. Just I guess the confidence is just too high, and I started just jumping stuff that I normally wouldn't do when I know that my back's against the wall. When I know my back's against the wall, I'm taking only A plus trades. I'm leaving everything else. I don't care how much it's running down, up, wherever. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we got a couple gappers to the downside. You got CATB. Let me see what kind of news is on it. The headline: prices $4 million common unit offering. So it's an offering at $5. Yep. So that's usually not a good sign for a stock like a secondary or even a third offering. Basically, what that does is it dilutes the shares of the stock because they are putting out more shares. They're selling more shares to the public for funding for their company. So when they're selling more shares, they're adding more shares to the float. If it was already a, let's say, 10 million share float, and they're offering for 20 million, the 20 million shares at $5, then they just took it up to 300. I'm sorry, 30 million shares float. So anyway, that's normally not a good sign. I don't care who does it, what stock does it. Sometimes for larger caps, it could be a good thing if they're funding like growth projects for their company. If that's needed to expand the company to grow it to be better, then yeah, and that's usually for the larger caps though. Smaller caps, it usually translates to this stock is gonna go down. Basically, let's just keep it blunt. So anyway, a lot of stocks are gapping down. I'm noticing. I just noticed this. It's a shorter kind of day, but then again, you have to watch for. Now, honestly, I told you in a video before, I look for. I do very good on dead cat bounces, but it depends though. It totally depends though, because you have to be careful with that. Right now, it's near the moving averages here. It's actually right under the 50-day. Um, right under the 50-day moving average. So that could act as a resistance. You can kind of wait for it to possibly get up to that area and see how it acts. You don't just automatically jump into a stock. You kind of see how it reacts to certain areas. See if it can't hold that area. Then that's when that would be confirmation, and then you would use that area as your stop. So even if it does come back up and fake out, you get out right at that area at the 835 area. But anyway, down to the next one. EYEN, it has some volume, but it's not. It has volume and it has news. Looks like it did do a little spike up from the low fours, 420 area, and it hit a high of over 490. So that's 70 cent. That's Ross's thing there. He's a boss man. That's one of the best in the business from what I can gather from him. I've been watching him a while. Um, yeah, but his strategy, oh man, that'll have me. I'll be at the bath. I'll be using the bathroom all day with his strategy. It definitely is a. It have your anxiety going, but he's a boss, man. He's been doing it. I think he said over 5, 6 years. So lost nearly $100,000 before he got it right. He lost. He said like 95,000 or something like that. But he made all that back in some. So that's how I look at it as well, and that's how we all should look at it. The losing is like your tuition. It's like going to school. But as long as you're learning now, if you're not learning from it, then it's not tuition. Now you just, you know what I mean? It's gambling. But yeah, you have to take your losses. Some of us can minimize it. If you buy the proper education. I honestly I'm the type. I'm hands on. I just like to just learn as I go. Bump my head, touch that hot stove. I just like to learn. That's me. But everybody, some people, it's smarter if you minimize that. If you can afford the education, buy it from a reputable source, and then that'll minimize all of that learning curve, man. That'll minimize the time and the years it'll take. Because honestly, this trading takes a while. If you're starting from scratch and you don't, from where to point where you don't even know, what a candlestick is on a chart or anything. If you're starting fresh, it's gonna take you a while. I don't care how you try to get around it. You think you can just get in the market, it's gonna take you a while. It takes uh, a lot of screen time. Sorry, it takes a lot of screen time to know what's going on. I mean, that is no other way to really know what's going on, and then to know the right indicators that fits you. You got. I can pull up some indicators here just for kick sakes. Parabolic SAR. It's like the stop and reversal. You can do all types, man. There we go. You can do all types. Parabolic SAR. Some people like to use that. Then you'll have to know not only once you add it, you'll have to know what what's going to be your deviations, what's going to be your specific. So some people use this is basically they make it quite simple, but it has to match with other things. But once this flips to the downside, that means the stock is bullish because the stock has gone over the parabolic SDR, and vice versa when it goes to the downside. See now, if you see right here how it flipped up, I'm just giving you some examples of stuff you can learn. It's a lot of stuff. I implement a lot of this stuff too. I just don't show it on all the videos, but it's there. I have, you know, Fibonacci's, you know, a lot of things that help you out. That's why my trading is over 60%. It's just the problem is, yeah, I'm over 60%, 6%, but when I lose big. That's the problem. That's what's taking away all my profits. But my percentage, don't get it twisted. My percentage is high, so that's a good thing. But anyway, you see how it flipped up, how this flipped down? That usually is a bullish sign. I mean, especially when it's far away. I'm giving you a little quick lesson. I'll make a video about it all. And it flipped, and there you go. And when it flips back over, when it like how it flipped here, because the reason it flipped back is because this candle here hit the SAR, so therefore it went to um, bearish. So you see, as soon as it did that, what did it do? It went from 452 to like 4. So you would have got 10 cents off of that, just that one flip. So anyway, I'll get into that another day. Just showing you guys a little bit of what I know. I know a whole lot of stuff here. So I can go on and on and on. You can go with the Bollinger Bands. I know some guys who who use that very faithfully, and it works out. You know, the Bollinger Bands. Once it opens up, that's a sign of strength. As it closes, that's usually a sign of, you know, consolidation or indecision periods. So let's see now. Like right now, it's closed. Once it goes over, let me see here, and you look at the distance between the bottom one and the top one. If they're opening up, if one is opening up more than the other, you have to look at a lot of things. So I'm not gonna get into all that now. I'm just kind of giving you an idea of different studies you can add. A lot of people don't. A lot of these new YouTubers they don't use it. Which, hey, you know, the less is best sometimes. But it is uses. Trust me, there are uses. You guys want to do your research about a lot of this stuff. This stuff can really help you. That's just like a handyman, or think about this job as a handyman, and think about the indicators and things as tools. You know, you can do a job without certain tools. You know, like, yeah, you can unscrew something, or you can screw it with just a screwdriver. But if you had a drill, it'll make it easier, right? So basically, what I'm saying is you can complete the same task with less. But if you want to be more efficient and advanced in your technique, get the proper tools. So in this case, the proper indicators, the proper. I won't get into that today though. I just wanted to give you a little overview, a little piece. I'm gonna make some videos about those. I'll make a video about each one, explaining what they do, how you use it, and then you know can go from there, choosing your criteria for it. But anyway, right now it's not too much that I'm fascinated about here. Let me see. Not too much that I'm fascinated about. This stock here, this stock jumped all up. This stock jumped high yesterday, man. But I couldn't trade it anyway, and I wouldn't have had any business trading anyway. But as you can see, yesterday this stock just flew from the low from like three something to 11, over $11, $8, man. I was watching it as it was happening too, but I just couldn't. First of all, I couldn't trade it because the margin restriction. But second of all, I wouldn't have traded it after my losses. I just wasn't gonna go further in the hole trying to, you know, just FOMO. But this stock, as you can see, it was down here in the threes or low fours rather. Yeah, it was in the low fours here, and it just jumped up to $10 in like, you know, in like 30 minutes or so. So that one's kind of moving around right now. I guess a couple people's eyes are on that. Um, but otherwise, that's about it. There's nothing else really going on. Um, but yeah, anyways, like I said, I'm gonna probably refund the account here shortly. I'm contemplating it, or either I'm just gonna sit it out a couple days, just to analyze and just to do a little more research. Um, get this strategy tweaked a little bit, tweak it all the way to perfection. I'm just about there. I'm there. It's just like working on a car, you know what I mean, or something like that. You know, you're tweaking it up. You know, you're getting it right. It's starting to come together, but you just want to tighten up a couple little things and make it perfect. And that's where I am right now with it. Um, So yeah, I'll be doing a couple live streams. I may not do it every day because now, since I'm not trading like that, I usually find other things to do until I'm back trading, and I'll do my research as well. But um, yeah, I'll be doing it. I may fund it. Let me see, what's the day? Wednesday. Uh, Probably for Monday. I may fund it Monday, Monday or Tuesday next week. I'm just gonna give it like these couple days, Thursday, Friday, and today. I'm gonna be watching the market, just tweaking everything. I'll do a little demo trading just to make sure I'm on point. And once I know that I'm on point again, I'll be back. All right, guys. So right now, the ones to watch today only I see is just keep the WRX on watch, just only because it made such a huge move. It's not really doing much now, but you might have some follow through. And AMRS has a lot of volume. It's not moving much, but it does have. I don't know why, but this sucker's been having. Yesterday it had over 43 million shares traded. I don't know what. Actually, it ended up at 54 million shares traded. I don't know what was going on, but it just that stock had a lot. I mean, that's a lot. And honestly, though, that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing for the overall market. That means traders are here. If you see any stock in the low cap with 40 million shares, 50 something million shares traded, that means traders are back. The market is not dead. The market is ready. Anyway, the market is about to open. All right, you guys have a good one. I'll see you next time.